Jace has been getting into DIY projects lately, and he's decided to cook dinner for himself for once. Pretty good idea, but while he's chopping up some veggies, he ends up cutting his finger. But don't worry, this isn't going to be a bloodbath or anything. Find out why not, and why it doesn't work so easily for some people right now in our second video about blood. The reason Jace doesn't immediately bleed to death is because of his blood's ability to clot. This involves the platelets, or to get all technical, the thrombocytes in his blood. And the proteins in his plasma also play a big part in it. Working together, they make sure Jace's cut is able to close back up. If you paid attention to the first video, then you probably already know where the platelets come from. Yep, they're formed in the bone marrow. Platelets are really good at sticking to things, especially when they land on rough surfaces. This allows them to seal off injuries like plugging up holes. Special substances, which experts call clotting factors, kick off the healing process. Some people have a really hard time with this because they don't have enough of these little things. In these cases, the person needs a blood transfusion to get more platelets. Of course, that only works when other people donate blood. The process of blood clotting is easy to remember when you break it down into 3 steps. Normally, your blood cells are cruising through your blood vessels at a relatively constant speed. When the wall of a blood vessel gets damaged, the blood vessel contracts. This is the first phase, setting the clotting process in motion and activating the platelets. In the second phase, the platelets stick to the wall of the damaged blood vessel. This looks something like a gooey white plug. Yeah, sounds kind of gross, huh? So that part takes 2 to 4 minutes. When the plug is formed, several different clotting factors are activated. The protein fibrin works like an adhesive. Fibrin sticks to the red blood cells and other platelets that pile up around the damaged area, holding everything together and closing up the wound. Now we've got ourselves a nice red plug that seals off the wound and keeps it closed. And now the actual healing process can begin. Now for some folks, all this looks a lot different than it does for Jace. As luck would have it, their blood just doesn't clot so easily. The disease that causes this is called hemophilia. People who suffer from hemophilia tend to get some really nasty bruises or have muscle bleeding. Don't panic though, it's a really rare condition, and you can only get it by inheriting it from your parents. It also occurs almost exclusively in men, which has something to do with how it's inherited. But that's another issue. What's not so nice is that people who had the disease used to only live to be about 20 or so. But today, science is so far along that life can just be as awesome for people with hemophilia as it can for us normies. Well, normal's relative anyway, isn't it? In any case, people with hemophilia don't have enough of a certain clotting factor, so they need to get them from outside the body, for example by getting a shot. These clotting factors come from blood donated by people without the disease. This is one reason why donating blood is so important. Until the late 80s, clotting factor 8 could only be derived from donating blood plasma, but today synthesized recombinant products are also available. Alright, let's get a nice recap short and sweet. Both platelets and plasma proteins play an important role in blood clotting. Platelets are also called thrombocytes. Blood cells are formed in the bone marrow. Basically, there are 3 steps to the blood clotting process. First, the blood vessel contracts. Second, platelets attach to the vessel wall. And third, the clotting factors are activated. The result is the formation of a plug at the site of the injury. After that, the wound can begin to heal. Hemophilia is a disorder that impacts the blood's ability to clot. People with hemophilia lack certain clotting factors and have to get them from somewhere else. This is why blood donations are super important for people who suffer from this condition. So how many times have you cut your finger while trying to get stuff done in the kitchen? Or does your mom still cook for you? Let us know in the comments below the video. And if you want to know more about blood clotting, go ahead and check out our other videos. Well, have fun and see you later.